My presentation is on a specific video game developer, and I chose to do mine on Ubisoft. So a little bit of history about Ubisoft. It was founded by the five Guillemot brothers. It was founded on March 28th in 1986. Their first big game developed was Zombie, which initially started from a home computer, but then quickly advanced in the 90s to a Raymond platform. So a little bit of an overview of this company. Like I mentioned in the previous slide, it was started by five brothers who had previously worked for a business for farmers in which they dealt with sales, distribution, and accounting. They did have good experience, but they wanted to further their knowledge, so they went to college. After college, they wanted to start their own businesses. Their mom approved of it as long as they were going to manage it themselves. So they came up with the idea of diversification. One brother first started off by selling CD audio media, and then the brothers advanced into dealing with more computers and other software, which did include video games. They had previous businesses like this before, but then they realized that video game software was becoming a huge demand and getting really popular, so they wanted to take their knowledge more into that field, which then led them to the creation of Ubisoft. For some background, the main headquarter location is in France, but there are 57 other office locations, and those are also located in the United States, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and Bulgaria. The president is Yves Guillemot. Their highest revenue video game is Assassin's Creed, in which there was 155 million sales. Their mission is said to create worlds where players can live out their wildest dreams, and their vision is to be the leading creator of immersive entertainment experiences. So a little bit more about their mission, vision, and goals. They're really big on listening to player feedback and using that to better their company. Their driven success is through a creative community in which they want to produce a variety of worlds for players to be able to explore. Diversity and inclusion is a huge top priority for them, along with having an environment in which employees can be open-minded with their communities and the players can connect, where they're producing games created to reflect the diversity of the world they live in, and so the players can play games related to that. They're open to trying new ideas and learning from those results to be able to produce better games and have a better company. So AI is obviously super popular right now. So recently a small team and the LLM have been trying to experiment a little bit more with AI, and their said goal is to turn dreams into reality. So the steps for their technology and how they make games is followed by 11 steps, which include conception, preconception, project mandate, kickoff meeting, reproduction, first playable and live strategy, production, alpha beta, master, and operations. Ubisoft does not produce its own consoles, but it does produce its own games, which then are played on other consoles that are not through Ubisoft. Some popular games that they did produce were sports games, which include NHL Rival, NFL Fever, and NBA Inside Drive. And then another big one was Assassin's Creed, which I had mentioned in the previous slide. There have been some allegations of controversy with Ubisoft, such as having a toxic workplace and them not taking the steps they should be to improving these issues, which then are impacting their industry. It's affecting pay and having a toxic cultures. A lot of the pay issues are including their pay decreasing, and a lot of their employees are leaving the company. And this really surprised me because if these allegations are true, after reading about their goals and visions, they seemed really big on taking feedback and criticism well and using that to better their company. That was one of their main things, is listening to the feedback that they get and then figuring out ways to better their company. So if these allegations are true, that does surprise me that they wouldn't take the steps needed to better these problems. There are a few games that Ubisoft produces that are played in esports, such as Just Dance and Rainbow Six Siege. So I learned a lot about their process and what this business stands for. I thought it was really interesting to hear their vision and their mission. I thought it was also interesting learning the whole process and how it all started, how the brothers took a small company, going to college, coming back out, and trying multiple different things to starting this company.